So I hope you saw the last video. I was talking about how I'm so really inspired by your skill sets and the knowledge you have that you've actually went through all these years to acquire, hoping that it's going to help you, but unfortunately, it's not helping you. So again, Saftech Canada, it comes from me. So my name is Safari Agaba. I'm a Canadian, Rwandese, Ugandan, Kenyan because my dad was born in Kenya. My grandpa was born in Rwanda. I was born in Uganda, but I've been in Canada and the USA for almost 20 years now. Almost 5 years in US and 15 years in Canada almost. So and all I've been doing is the global thing. Before I started the various jobs where I worked in factories, slaughtering chicken, doing all those horrible jobs until when my friend helped me to tap into the global market. And just recently, 2020, I decided to retire so I can focus like really strategically to empower these young entrepreneurs willing to tap into the global market. So you guys, so you're keeping me so busy. You're keeping me so busy. I'm trying to make sure that I can help. Can I actually help? And judging from the perspective that you're in and where I was before a couple years back, I can certainly tell the pressure that you're going through. Like, I'm going to fail my family, I'm going to fail my everybody, my community, and yet you're not a bad guy, yet you really want to know, but there's no information around you to help you tap into the global market. So, this is what I'm going to do exactly. So, today I'm going to take you through the process. How am I actually going to do this? Again, Saftech Canada, I've been running. Saftech Canada is one of my companies. I have Saftech Canada, I have Safari Global Services. We do run call centers in Uganda, Rwanda, and Nairobi. And then Saftech Canada, before Saftech Canada, before I graduated at Ryerson University with Master's Information Technology Management, I was doing all the jobs you can think of in Canada, USA, factory, cleaning, all those jobs, and nothing was working out for me. I wasted almost 10 years because I didn't have anybody who can actually advise me on something. So luckily, I was going to this church and a friend of mine called Carol, we met, he's a white guy. He was like, yeah, I've seen you. I was reading some videos. I used to have so many documents trying to acquire knowledge, but it was never easy. So he was like, I started trying something. Let's meet together and say we met and I met actually two guys. One wanted to teach me about the forex trade, and another one, Carol, taught me how to tap into the global market because it is exactly what he was doing. So now I can secure global market projects, contracts from $15 per hour to 100 or $200 per hour, working 40 days a week. This is so big, but unfortunately not so many people know it about it yet, and that's so sad because it's one of the factors that is keeping mostly Africans back and the West forward because it's the access to the information. If you don't have the information, then chances of you ever making it is almost impossible. So the first focus on this course, it's going to be a 2 to 6 months course. Remember, I'm not going to charge you anything. I don't want to charge you anything, but I want to commit because this course you're going to cover within 1 to 6 months is the course that I took at the university for almost 5 years at Ryerson University, plus the courses that I've took online, plus the knowledge that guy gave me to tap into the global market. So I'm gonna smash the whole thing and reinstate it in a single package, in a packaged way, so it's specifically targeting the global market. And this is what we're gonna do together. We're gonna I'm not gonna teach you everything because you don't need everything to succeed. You need what is important. And that's a big issue in Africa right now. People are being taught everything they can think of. The person teaching you how to run a business, he never owned a business. The person teaching you how to be a doctor, he never been in a hospital. He doesn't know anything about the medical. And that keeps you in a loop of trying to acquire too much knowledge, too much information. And most of you are already exhausted. You're like, why am I consuming all this information? And guess what? Most surprisingly, when you set your hands to the production environment, then you're going to be even way disappointed because everything that you've acquired for all these tedious years, they're going to come back to nothing because you're not going to use it. And you know why? Because your grandpa used it, it never helped him. Your dad used it, somebody helped him in the government to get a job or whatever. And I used it, you used it, it never helped you. So why would you misguide your kid to do the same thing? And I can't really digest that. I don't understand the logic behind why you take your kids who are still formable, who are still sponge in their heads, capable to learn useful things. And surprisingly, these kids are open to learn. They wake up in the morning, they end up at school, they're teaching them things that you look at it and you're like, is this really necessary? And guess what? You still push them again tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow to go there. And you push them, you spend a lot of money until when they graduate. And the next thing you know, you're sitting with them at home because they don't have a job. And so sad. And the only solution that have come out is if you run out to the West, in Canada, USA, in Europe, everywhere. And guess what? Situation have become even worse. When you come here, there's no jobs because the system is perfectly set for you not to land on these professional jobs. And an African immigrant should be in a field, should be cleaning, should be slaughtering chicken, should be doing all that great thing. So by the time he realizes that, oh, it's too late to make any changes, they're gonna give you a 15, 20 job, factory job. It's going to keep you busy. You can't even read a chapter because you're too tired. And when you go to school, they're going to bombard you with a lot of homework and content and everything, and you're going to be exhausted. And when you get a job, you're not going to be able to use any of those. So here I come, and I'm begging you, please, you're on a long route. I'm not benefiting anything from you at this moment. I just feel so sorry, and so it's so pathetic actually when you look at it that we're misguiding our own peoples. Before, I was concerned that you to think it was a government or something like that. But guess what? The government has nothing to do with this. We can decide what we want to do and we can succeed if we really want to. And it's so sad that we are not doing our best. The same people who are supposed to be smart, who have graduated in universities, who have probably, I'm saying graduating into universities, those guys, they graduate with nothing. There's no knowledge that is going to help you to tap into the global market by going to Harvard or somewhere. You're going to end up working for somebody because the whole education system is a slavery setup. They want you to work for somebody because when you work for yourself, you're going to succeed. And if you succeed, it's going to be hard for them to control you. And what is control? The same idea of working from home. Imagine right now, I don't have to be in a traffic going somewhere. I don't have to fly to Canada, to USA. I can stay in Rwanda. I can stay in Kampala. I can stay in Kenya. I can stay in South Africa and be able to make myself productive. And this is what I'm trying to do. I came here as a refugee in Canada, a refugee, USA as a refugee. I went through a lot of great things that I can't tell you. I went to the I remember when I was crossing the border to Canada from USA, they took off all my credit. They took me there and then searched me. They made me. I was like, this is a torture. And all you're looking for is the green pasture. But guess what? If you open your second eye, that God has blessed you for nothing, you're going to see that you don't need to fly too far away from home where you're going to be enslaved just to earn a living and possibly succeed. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you, I have a presentation here. I'm going to show you the process. This is a lot of information, but remember, I'm just trying to combine them to create the modules. It's three modules basically. It's a prerequisite modules. There's a test environment. The test environment is where I'm going to create an environment, and the environment I'm not going to make it so expensive because I'm leveraging the technology. There's cloud services, the virtual labs. We're going to use virtual labs because in the first environment of training, which is test environment, we're going to create things, we're going to break them, we're going to make some risks, we're going to make some to see the reaction. You can't be in a fear of breaking something if you don't know the reaction. So we're going to basically first see the prerequisite. What are the requirements? Do you have the skills? Then once I pass you to start the course, then I'm going to show you the skill sets required in the global market. What's a BPO? What's engineering? What's a BPO call center? What's customer service? What's IT help desk? What is all those pieces that you can work remote BPO jobs? Type in Google or ChatGPT, Copilot, and everything. Type in there remote BPO jobs. Remote BPO job, that means those are the jobs you can do from anywhere. I'm gonna train you because I do understand most of you are coming with different skill sets already from your backgrounds. So I'm going to target these courses into three phases. The first phase is a general phase where most people, they are not free educated, but they can afford to be on a BPO call center job. What does a BPO call center job? We start from the minimum. The minimum is just being online because we have a contract in USA, and you're just going to be online and you just sit there and make sure you watch those kids through the Teams, through Zoom, to make sure you entertain those kids and they do their homework. You do the homework with them. You don't need to know most of the stuff. Just remind them to do their homework. And then we can also graduate to another one who can actually help them to do the homework. Then you can graduate to the chat. There are companies we have that you have to do product testing. You chat, you keep chatting, and making some reaction to see how it's going to respond. Then you're going to go to the intermediate range. And the entry range pays 15 to $25 an hour, and you can make 40 hours a week, which means you can make a lot of money by the end of the year. Then the second, which is the intermediate class, this is where you can run your own call center. We have different phases. I'm going to explain everything in the documentation. We have a project to profile. How can a company give you a contract as an individual? How can a company give you a contract as a company? If you're given a contract at the company, how are you going to manage it? Like right now, we have a contract with, I think I've told you guys about this. We have a contract with Toyota. Toyota wants us to recall 1,000 cars that when they released to the market, and now the government, really they realized they had not passed the safety as required. So the government is calling them back to fix the seatbelt issue. Those are the small contracts. Then you have the marketing, BPO or BPO product recalls. We got BPO content management. We have BPO data entry. We have BPO content management in social media. We have digital marketing, where we help you. How can you transform your product into social medias and be able to sell? All those packages. So now we're intermediate. Intermediate goes to systems admin. You can be a systems admin. Mm, you can do a lot of things from system admin, IT support, and you're running on a big scale. This is a B2B contract. Then to all the way where you can run a big contract. Those can pay $30 to $70 an hour. Then you have engineering roles like the one I've been doing for the last 15 days. And I did all those. I started as a customer service, went bilingual service, cabling guy, all the way to senior infrastructure engineer and cloud engineer. And so I know the process. I know how to take you through. You need one thing. I'm not asking money from you. I just need it focus. Focus, and I'll help you get the money. Because when are you going to pay me? You're going to pay me when you graduate, and then I help. You're going to pay me once I help you. We work together to get the contract. And that contract is going to pay you. And when they pay you, that's when you're going to pay me, because we're going to sit on the table and talk, because this is going to be so intensive that I have to package these materials, follow up with you, secure external instructors to help us into the teaching and learning, secure virtual labs in the cloud, to make sure you can have the environment where you can test, break, and do things, create a VMware, deploy the VMware, create a data center, migrate Office 65 from this point, from this company to this company, create a domain controller, create users, create a forest domain. Like all those pieces, then you're going to have the practical part of it. Then in the senior, then we have AWS engineers, Azure engineers, Office 65 engineers, Google, like all those pieces, which pays at least $70 to $200. Or I can assure you myself I've been paid that, and I've been there for so long, and that's why I managed to retire, so I can come and teach you guys. Again, the whole point I'm doing this, I'm giving back. I want to give back to the people, because I know the most expensive thing is knowledge. And I saw your resumes. I see you guys send me almost 300 resumes, and I'm so impressed. I'm like, I have to drop everything. I have to drop everything and help you guys, because you deserve it. You did your part. You went to school. You did everything. Your parents did everything. They sold their cows, they sold their sheep, they sold their houses to pay your tuition, your school fees. And now they are so really confused, sitting with you without a job, and they're wondering if what they did is wrong or right. And the truth is, I don't want to say it's wrong or right, but you can assess your own information, analyze what's going on, see people are developing, all the junior entrepreneurs, see my kids, see everybody. See, did they actually succeed because they were using this bachelor's, PhD, master's paper or document indicating that you've been educated for 7 years, which to me, I think you've wasted 7 years. So in Canada, I wasted a lot of time. I worked crazy jobs. I missed so many opportunities because I didn't understand some concepts. What's an insurance for the business insurance? How do you actually secure a contract? How do you protect the contract? How do you mitigate the contract? How do you actually analyze and see and foresee the challenges that comes along with it and then mitigate them? Those are the key figures when you go into the global market. Then the certifications, all the certification I'll show you. So in a few seconds, I'm going to show you the documentation, then you can start from there. And again, I hope I'm going to have this one in a different language, but honestly, if you can't understand this message,